welcome to everybody. Now it is not yet. Is this working? Now it's working. Okay, thank you again. Nice to see that everybody's back. I don't know if the pitching competition is already finished or not. It should be, yeah? I see everybody's back. So thank you. And as I mentioned, I'm back also, and you know always what comes after the rain? Mushrooms. So again, I recommend to ask questions. I must say that in the first discussion, the questions were relatively long, so I would appreciate if you ask a bit shorter question, then it's easier for me to ask from the panelists the questions. And as I promised to everybody who is nicely here, some cheesy jokes also about rain. So do you know why kangaroos hate rain? Not me. I haven't done anything to kangaroos, but do you know? Because then the children has to play inside. Think about that. But anyway, enough of cheesy jokes. Let's talk about serious stuff now. So thank you everybody for joining the panel. And to warm up, everybody, I would like to hear this kind of warm-up introduction. What kind of food do you serve, and who are your main customers? We can start with Aaro.
Hi, and good afternoon. I have to say thank you for the previous presentations. It has been quite interesting innovation summit. I don't have a short answer to your question. I would take quite long time to answer it. Basically, our company operates in various sectors, but I guess today I'm here mainly as a representative of the school caterer.
Yes, I think you're correct. That's what we are aiming for.
But also, otherwise, you can also find us in airport, on board the ferries, inside different factories. This year, we took up the challenge to start catering for hospitals and so on. Being in an innovation summit, I have to say that most likely we are the most conservative company on this summit, as the company has been founded already in 1993. We have approximately 180 different outlets. Out of those 80, that's 80, then the schools. But to say conservative, this means the rules and regulations which apply for our operations, they come from 2008, updated in 2012. But anyway, at least 10 years old, so we operate under quite old circumstances.
But it is interesting to hear from you what are the, let's say, the new trends in this area, and schools, as mentioned, also young people have different choices, but we will talk about that during the discussion. Thank you. Perbi, a small introduction from you also, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Perbi, and I am here from Circle K Estonia. I work as a category manager, mostly doing all the food developments. Circle K Estonia has 62 convenience stores all over the Estonia, all different regions. And our main product, what we are offering, is of course coffee, but in food, hamburgers, hot dogs, sandwiches, all kind of bakery, salads. We have quite a wide range of food on the go.
Thank you. And then Maksim, please.
Hello, everybody. I have sushi restaurants, Sushi Plaza. Maybe everybody in Estonia knows. And we have been always innovative with our food because when I started first our sushi restaurant, then I thought that if I'll go with the phrase that we have the freshest fish, that will be a lie, because in Estonia we don't have that much variety of fresh or quality fish. So we went with trends and the flavors that we want to make people experience something different or something special for them. So today we are going already also with the vegan fish. We brought the first vegan fish in Estonia, and we try to make best of it.
Thank you. I had the pleasure to taste all your vegan option during a few weeks back, thanks to Mari-Liis, so it was very tasty, I must say. But my opinion, everybody can go and take their opinion also.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And now go back to Aaro. How has the share of plant-based food changed in your menus during the, let's say, past 3 to 5 years? how much has the share of this plant-based food changed?
Between 10 years, I would say that there is a different time scale you have to look. If we look back at these 10 years, I would say first 5 years, nothing changed. Okay. If we take like last 2 or 3 years, something has changed. But again, we have to understand the regulations which apply to us. We do cooperate, for example, with Tallinna teisipäev, but because of the rules and regulations of public procurement, we cannot provide as much as we could provide. But I can say that in main schools, mainly in Tallinn, most of schools, we do provide some kind of non-meat option. Saying that, you have to understand it's non-meat, it doesn't mean it's a vegetarian option. Same time, we do surveys each year. We have almost 10,000 responses on the surveys. We can say that, and actually quite many times this has been shown today here as well, that 2% of the answers say that we are vegans, 6% approximately say that we would like to eat plant-based foods, and the rest of the 92% say that more or less we don't care. Okay. So we provide these vegetarian or plant-based options to give more diversity on the menus, to give you bigger selection, to have different tastes. So it's more about the educational side. This is what we are allowed to do.
But this kind of motivation to do it at the moment, is it coming, who is like behind this kind of motivation to do this, increase this share? I know that there is regulation, as you mentioned, you can't go as much maybe you would like, but...
Motivation?
Yeah.
Me.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a very good answer. That's very nice. So you would like to increase the share, as I understood also, but there is a legislation restrictions.
Yeah, and actually to say that, of course, actually it's not only me, it's the whole company, it's the philosophy and the ideas, how we operate, and of course the motivation comes, first of all, even, as I said, diversity. Give different options, to have different taste and have, I don't know how many people can provide to their children at home that wide selection as we can provide in schools. Secondly, of course, is environmental. We do care about environmental, where we operate, how we operate. So therefore, we know that we have been, our menus or otherwise our operation have been tested and evaluated, and we know that if we talk about this CO2 emission, for example, 80% from our operation come from the menus. So if we can do an even slight change in the menus, out of those 80%, we can make huge difference in greenhouse gas emission overall.
Thank you, that's a good answer. I totally agree. It's very nice to hear that you are behind that. Of course, the others also, but, and you see, we all support you. So that's nice. And Perbi, same question to you. How has the share of this plant-based food changed in your menu? It can be 5 years, but you can do another time slot if you want.
Yes, last 2 years. Like.
Okay.
Last year we launched our first plant-based burger. It's called Beyond Meat Burger. It was quite exciting way to do it. But as our customer main group is middle-aged male with car, so it was quite difficult to marketing this kind of product for our main customer group. But of course, we have other customers as well. So we can see that this beyond this plant-based product is growing. And as I compare to sales share, we can say that it's triple that last year.
Okay.
It's small, but the growth is great.
And do you market it as a vegan option, or how do you market it?
No, we market it as a Beyond.
Okay, that's good, because there has
because, we are not saying it's plant-based or vegan. We just say it's Beyond Burger. So the customers who knows it. But some customers doesn't know what exactly it means. That yes, sometimes could happen that our hardworking hero is buying it.
And you mentioned also the coffee and the plant-based milk option. Can you comment about that also a bit?
Yes, we are offering also oat milk with our coffee, and this share is growing rapidly. We can see it.
Now I even see that it's in the machines very easily. You can select it. That's
Yes,
very positive.
After that, when we put it to machines, it was like.
Okay. That's very nice option. I must say that was very nice.
Convenience is key.
Yeah, convenience, because otherwise you had to go and ask for it, and then later in the checkout you had to confirm it. But now it's very easy to select. So great change. Thank you. And Maksim, what about you? You can choose the time slot also. What kind of?
First, I want to say that I'm really happy that I can eat the Beyond Meat burger in Circle K 24/7. You know, so it's like a really good thing that you made it. Yeah, so, as I said before, Sushi Plaza was always innovative restaurant, and we have started experimenting with plant-based products around like 2016. And I went to Israel to get inspiration, because Israel is one of the biggest countries that has vegan, most vegans, and everything is a lot of options of vegan. So I really came there. I was really amazed at how you can actually like cook, how easily you can cook plant-based products, and don't even need meat. So usually when you see like sushi menus or vegetarian or vegan options, they're really simple or really like plain or really boring, and even sometimes it's like those places are making joke of it, you know. But we wanted to make an effort. I had a marketing person working at that time, and she was full vegan. She was really active in that, and really supported that, and she also opened my eyes that it should be done, and it's important, and it's a future thing. And so I started to listen to her, and we made like an interesting first vegan option in 2016, something around then. And then we saw that people don't order vegan products because they are vegan, but because they're tasty. And that was always our goal, not to just give a vegan option, but to make it as tasty or even tastier than it's the traditional way. That's why today we have the vegan fish, and we have this exact product because we see that it's the biggest potential to make it as good as it is with the traditional fish.
Okay. Can you reveal what is next in the line after this vegan fish? What are you working on? If you can.
Well, actually, right now we're importing the fish and the shrimps and the calamaris. But actually, I have so many like seeing this product or research different products or see how others do or try to do it. So I really want to try to do it myself, actually.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's very nice. And can you also question to Maksim, who are the customers who are looking for plant-based food the most? Can you profile it, or is it? Can you profile it?
Well, you said that the biggest percentage people don't care, you know, yeah. And that actually it's a really good point, because most of the people, they don't know actually what they want. So how you serve, what emotions you give, you know, when we don't like something, and a lot of people don't eat, for example, raw fish, and they don't like it because they had like bad experience with bad emotions, not only the tastes, but the emotion, I think, is the key for that. So when you give this kind of like emotion, you're happy, you're talking about your product, how much effort do you put in the product, or whatever special is about it, that's what sells. And then people will like it. And then when one people likes it, then their friend will like it, and so on, and so on, and so on. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good, because the best commercial is your friend, actually, or the best seller. Now question to Aaro. If a new producer or reseller is approaching you, because we heard today about a lot of startups, what are the most important aspects that you evaluate in your decision making if you take new raw material or something like that?
I'm actually not the right person to answer this question. Our purchase manager is also here. She can give the answer. But of course, we do various tests. And again, we have to separate the different areas where we operate. If we look into the school catering, then of course the price is one obstacle where we definitely come up with. But we do various tests. We have product development department who takes the products and goes out and sees how it works with our menus. Because, as I said, more or less people don't care about labels. They first of all care about look. If it looks okay, then they will try it. Then it's the taste. If it looks okay, if it tastes okay, then they don't care if it's plant-based, meat-based, and so on. So if it's enough for us, it's reasonably priced, it looks, so we can sell this, and if it tastes good, we can use it.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Perbi? Can you, when is a good time to approach you and how the process usually goes?
Yes, what we are looking, as our stations are quite small, so our product is definitely, we are opening just package and put to the oven. So what we are looking is ready product. If you are able to provide us already ready sausage or ready patty. So a lot of providers are offering us like base, like
raw material.
Yeah, like raw materials. You have to mix it or do other ways. So what we are looking at is definitely ready product, what is suitable for our station. And as we are serving food very quickly, 2 or 3 minutes, it should be ready on that time.
And how often do you evaluate new products or new offers?
We are doing it all the time.
Okay, they can approach you all the time.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And Maksim, you, how often you are approached by a new startup, let's say, with a new product?
I don't think so that very often. Sometimes, but it's usually like some kind of package thing, or for example, the message from yesterday, there's some startup that are printing a 3D from the cigarette thingies that you behind. And they want to, they think that our chefs are smoking a lot, so they want to work together so we could like get the cigarettes to them. Yeah, so that was the last one. But usually with food, well, if you talk about like plant-based, then not so much. I have to search myself because I don't know, they don't find me or they don't know that I would like it. But also the Estonian company Crump. We're collaborating also right now with them, making some dish with their crump, okay. And yeah, these are the offers.
Yeah, that's nice to hear this kind of cooperation. Who haven't tasted yet, crump is available also for tasting. Yeah. I just recently went there. But is there something that you're missing then? Like, is there something that you would like to have? You would like to have offer for some raw material or ready product?
Yeah, I would like some scientists to come to me and like, do you want to make a vegan fish? Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, you heard from the first panel some scientists, I remember, so please contact them. Okay, that's nice to hear. And now question back to Aaro. How do you brand plant-based food, or how do you separate it from the regular menu? Is it separately completely? How easy it is to understand that it's vegan or plant-based? And is it good to put everything together? Like there was presentation about this.
I think this question has been answered today quite many times already. You don't have to brand or label it. If you don't brand or label it, people will take it more. Those flexitarians or even those omnivores who eat everything. I mean, if we have set up some kind of buffet where you can pick up your own food, if I choose the meat and I then decide to take some chickpeas with it, then more or less if you put a vegan label or you don't put it, doesn't matter so much. So, and again, coming back to the school segment, then we don't put the labels on it. Of course, we separate it depending from the physical opportunities what we have. Can we put it in the one line together with the rest of the food, or do we really have to put it separately so the children can understand that this side is plant-based or non-meat food? But otherwise, we don't label it. I mean, if I make you a risotto, then if it's tasty, you don't care.
Yeah.
As long as I don't tell you that it's vegan, then you might actually have the opposite, that then you don't want to take it.
have you had like this kind of negative feedback that there is sometimes the vegan option and they didn't know about that, and then later some complaints? I'm sure you have many complaints, I know, but maybe have you had some kind of negative feedback in this case?
Yes, of course. Vegans are a really active group. So whenever you forget to label that this was a vegan food, you automatically get a complaint. We just had one client in business industry where we spent almost 20 minutes on discussing should on the menu, should there be the vegan sign or not. In the end, we used our strong position and said, no, we will not put it, because we want this food to be available for everyone and not label it as a vegan. Otherwise, we, as been shown today, we will just reduce our sales.
Yeah, and I think it's very important, this point, because if you try to increase this kind of consumption, then we have to involve more people, not to scare away. It's unfortunate sometimes this vegan scares away, as we see from the last presentation. So it's I'm happy that you won this battle. How about you, Perbi, in Circle K? How is it? Is it labeled completely separately?
Yes, I agree with it that you should not brand or marketing as vegan products. You should talk about good taste and good quality. But what we are doing, that we have this Beyond Burger in our menu board. We just put the green leaf behind the product name, as we put red chili in spicy food.
Yeah, very good option.
So it's only this thing what we are doing.
Yeah, a small sign. But
and of course, in social media or other channels, we are talking about the quality of our plant-based product and so on.
Okay, very nice. And Maksim, you have it separately on the menus, or how is it the situation?
No, I totally agree with other two, because if you put a vegan label, then it's automatically you have less sales, because there's so many different information, be vegan, don't be vegan, good, not good, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, of course, it's confusing. So it's just easy to do something good, and you know that your product tastes good, and when you sell it, like, other people don't care until it tastes good, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I will go check if you have any questions. I don't see at the moment. Just make sure. Maybe it's loading. I hope everybody will post some questions. But then I will follow up until they're loading. Can you say what are you mentioned you have different plant-based dishes. What are the favorites in your customers? Especially maybe interesting to ask what are the children's favorite of plant-based dishes?
It's a bit tricky question, because I don't mean that we trick the children to eat the plant-based foods. But for example, if you make puree soup and you don't label it, again, plant-based or not plant-based, actually puree soups are quite popular among the children. Also, since we cooperate with Time Daisy, for example, you can make borscht without meat and put it out. Children love the borscht always, so they don't care, again, if the meat is there or not. Maybe in the end of the eating, they will understand, oh, there wasn't any meat inside, but if the taste was good. So we have a chef, I mean, you don't want to label your food, you want to make your food tasty. As long as it's tasty, again.
So, but is there anything, something that has popped out, or is it just some dish that children really, oh, that was so nice?
Well, if you want to be popular among the children, you just put macaroni and some kind of sausage, and you're always popular. So that would be quite easy task. But otherwise, yes, I would say the puree soups are among the top 10.
Ah, okay. So, that's
yeah. Nice
to hear. But yeah, I remember from your last presentation one day that pasta is always the great choice with ketchup. Is it unfortunate or not? That's everybody to decide. What about, you have only the burger at the moment. Okay, then it's better to ask what are next in line?
Who knows?
It's a secret. Okay.
No, actually, yes, we are looking new product, but we are actually not sure. Should it be the sausage or sandwich? Of course, we have different thoughts and already tested different products. But yeah, Who knows? Maybe hot dog.
Hot dog. Okay, that's nice.
Because we are well known in a market like hot dog. We are big chain who is offering lot of hot dogs. So.
Okay, that's good. And about this coffee, plant-based option milk, do customers actually come and ask what kind of plant-based milk it is, even who is the provider, or they just take it?
They just take it, yes. No,
Okay.
They are not asking.
Okay.
I think the oat milk is very popular, so everybody is happy.
Okay. In this case, yeah. Okay, and I'm sure Maksim can answer what are the favorite plant-based dishes in your restaurant.
Yeah, actually, the rice balls are the kids' favorite, and the kappa maki, which is the most traditional maki with cucumber. Yep.
Okay. These are the favorites, yeah.
Yes, for kids, yes.
And what do you think? What will be the next hit?
What would be the next hit? Well, I think our vegan shrimps are really they're crazy. When people try them, they're really tasty. And in the vegan fair, it was like first hour we sold everything out. And we didn't thought that it will go that good.
Okay, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, I will check if there's any question. I'm not sure. Can anybody please post a question to make sure that I see the question? There is. Oh, sorry, it loaded a bit much. So I have a questions. Let's see. I will read it out loud, and then we'll see who can answer the first. How would you improve communication with vegans, vegetarians to tell them that the food is safe for them without labeling them vegan? So again, we go back to the communication a bit. How we can improve the communication without scaring away other people. You mentioned very well the leaf, just the green leaf, that the vegans, vegetarians know how to look for it. Any other ideas?
First of all, there is a long list of ingredients. If we take packaged foods, there is a long list. Also, when we provide food, we put the menu out. There is a whole list of ingredients, what goes inside it. So basically, if you are interested, if you want to be sure what you're eating, then you can read what's inside. Of course, same with lactose intolerance and gluten. We put small signs that this. I mean, it's not lactose-free, but it's not there is no lactose inside. But same time, if you give a specific name to the food and you give the ingredients, and then the vegetarian eaters should understand what's inside it. And if they still are not sure, they can always ask waitering staff what's inside it.
Okay, thank you. Any other ideas?
Yes, I can add that in our case is also very important to trainings, how to train our station staff, because a lot of our staff sometimes do not understand that this is a plant-based product. It's not like a meat product. And the idea and the difference to tell to our station staff what is a difference, it's very important. But it's sometimes, our staff is lack of training. So this is definitely what we can do. But yeah.
Okay, thank you.
If I can add, it is a little bit a small paradox that in the same time you want to increase the usage or the sales of the plant-based food. So in that perspective, we don't label it. So if we start labeling, making it sure that vegetarians can understand that this is a vegan food, we decrease. So in the end, the question is that what is the main idea? To increase or to make it safe?
Yeah, I agree. That's a bit paradox, and there is like both sides are competing.
If we are developing plant-based food, we are always looking that this is suitable for vegans as well. On communication side, we don't communicate it, but
yeah, then the staff has to be informed, as you mentioned very well. All the staff is important that they give the right information and enough information in the right key. Okay, we had more questions here. Do you set targets to increase your plant-based offering, plant-based proportions in the total offer? Do you have any targets? Maksim, you can start with. Like the share of plant-based food, do you have any target? How big should be the share?
Well, actually, not so much. Of course, we would like to have it more bigger because, like, even the margins of the vegan products are less than with the fish at the moment. So yeah, we make like some offers for the vegan sushi rolls or something like that, and we still don't see that that the sales go bigger, you know. So I know it's a kind of a struggle path to take, but like what you can do, you just can share the information, you just can be sure about that it's just the future and you're just in the beginning of that, and just go with it. I think in the end of that, like the taste wins. You know, I'm really focused on the taste and on the emotions of people, how they react to the food, and I think that will win their hearts. And is it vegan or non-vegan, like that in the end will still win.
Yeah, I totally agree. The taste is the key driver in the end. Yeah. What about you, Aaro? I know it's the government is dictating quite a lot there, but do you have any, at least in your mind, maybe any like how much should be the share?
No, we don't set any specific number-wise targets. I guess the most important is you take tiny steps. You start with 1 push-up per day, and after sometimes you do 100 push-ups per day, as long as you keep on doing it. So if you take tiny steps, you always work on it, and you set kind of realistic targets, and let's say that the target is at least do something about it. So I guess this is even more realistic. If you talk about governmental interceptions and so on, then at least one of those targets is that we constantly keep the dialogue open with the government, and we can see that something is happening also in there.
That's a nice positive to hear. And what about the Circle K? Do you have any set points?
On financial side, we don't have a specific target on plant-based products, but on customer side, we do that. We want these plant-based customers to go to our station.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, and there was one more question. What about having a menu with everything, plant and animal-based, and a separate menu with only the vegan option? We already heard about this in the, also in the presentation, but maybe Maksim is the right person to ask. So you prefer everything in the same menu, not like separately?
It's actually, I was also struggling with the same question when I was opening my new restaurant and making menu there, because the new Sushi Plaza concept is a bit different, and we had a lot of vegan options, and also I wanted to make like a traditional fish also like really good. So I was like, okay, so how will I do it? I have like tuna sashimi, for example, and will I do like vegan tuna sashimi or like will I copy the same products and do it them vegan as well, or I'll do the separate menus? So I did 50-50. I did some of them, I did the same, like I tried to do the traditional dishes in the vegan way, and some I just created like the new dishes. So I have actually separated. I have the traditional menu and the vegan menu. So it's, yeah, it's separated.
Okay, so it's separately.
Yeah.
But after, if you heard today about the talks, have you changed your mind maybe? Or not?
I don't know. I still go on my way, like how I do it, because I don't know. For me, like it will be too long menu. It's easier for me to label it as too different. So and because we have this like big vegan fish niche, you know, so it's easy to sell it to the customers who are in the restaurants that they should try like the vegan sushi rolls, because they're like a little bit more cheaper, and they're like how interesting they are, or what different tastes you can get, or what different experience you can get with this.
Yeah, me as a scientist would say do a test run, but I know it takes time. But this is scientist talking, always test. I like the Selver example that they had a test shop where they had real percentages in the end. So yeah, but yeah. But it's nice to hear that it's always the talk, and this kind of communication is important in this case. You will attract omnivores to this menu then.
Yeah, it's at the moment it's so like people are so like in habits, you know. So when those old habits, what we have right now, eating meat, fish, or we have some different kind of habits that maybe are not so healthy for ourselves, but do we change it, or how easy is to change? Well, not. So it takes time. It just takes time and practice and more awareness, and just to give this information all in all again, so you can get the new habits.
Okay, we have 5 minutes left. I will do some final questions, and then again we check from the audience also. We had some questions from the audience. I will start with Perbi. We will have next panel about the cultivated meat. What do you think? Would the cultivated meat burger, would it be a selling argument, or would it rather be something that people would be afraid? If you think about your customers.
They are afraid it.
They're afraid.
Because they are afraid beyond already.
Oh, they
so
are? Really?
if we are talking our main customer.
So even the name is scary, or
the name, they don't know what beyond means, but if they ask what is a beyond, and they will get the answer that this is a plant-based or vegan, then definitely the answer is no.
Okay. So there is still this kind of negative
but
attitude.
I had tested products, and as our test group didn't know what kind of product it is, then it's okay if they don't know what they are eating, but it's like and mentally they are not ready to eat a plant-based burger.
Okay, that's good. But what do you think about, if you think now from 10 years, what do you think? How is the situation then? Do we already have cultivated meat in Circle K, and how is the attitude then?
Who knows, maybe yes.
Yes? Okay, very nice, very positive to hear. Okay, thank you. Aaro, what do you think? Will children eat more plant-based food in, let's say, in 5 years? And what do you think? When will the national meat consumption reach the recommended level that is already mentioned today? It's 2 to 3 times more at the moment. Of course, it's not all about the children at the moment, but what do you think?
I would give this question this little bit philosophical answer.
Yes,
I have the saying that eating is a social habit which we learn in the schools. So basically, it comes down to the regulations, what we put in the regulations, and what are the opportunities. I now speak again as a representative of the school caterer, not as a business industry or so on. Because of course, in different restaurants we do differently, but in schools, it is about restrictions which are set, and again, if we want children to have as much as possible diversity, if we can at least change from 5 days, at least 1 day, plant-based Tuesdays, for example, that gives already quite big difference, 20% difference to be exact. And of course, then comes a little bit the question of environmental again, because we have been seeing the slides about CO2 emission and so on, and how we move on with organic foods. And if we look, for example, our Danish partners, what they have been doing, going to organic foods means that there is almost no meat in the children's menu. So it's a good bit question to the politicians and at the governmental level to decide which way we are going. Are we going for organic food, means less meat because of the price issue? If we decide now we stay with our local foods, nice if it's organic, then most likely we will see examples of 5-day menus. We have 2 days plant-based meat, plant-based food, and then the rest of 3 days can be meat or fish or whatever.
Okay, thank you. And what do you think, also a bit philosophical question to you, will the plate rule also change in this case in, let's say, 10 years?
I don't know. I can say that again, the same regulation which was applied 2008, has been, government is trying for the previous 3 years to rewrite it. Mm-hmm. And since the trends are changing so quickly, so they might come up with some kind of new ideas. But of course, all the situation in the world, all the difficulties getting some kind of products and so on, it might change. But as long as it comes down to the healthy food and nutritional values, most likely, the core idea will stay the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. And Maksim, what will be the share of plant-based food in Sushi Plaza in 2032? 10 years, 32, let's say.
Well, I think half of it.
Half of it?
Yeah, I think so. I think today, as we saw at the silver percentages, like, okay, 40%, I thought it was more, actually. I really hoped it was more. But 30%, it's already a beginning. I think like 10 years, yeah, we like some scientists say that we have to be really fast or we are like on a critical level at the moment. So next 10 years will be crucial for our change, I think, in that direction, yeah.
Next 10 years, yes, it was represented today. So I will check, we have actually the last minute, I will check if there is any more questions. It's loading, just a minute. It's a coffee break, I know everybody's waiting patiently. But I will check if there is any more last questions that I missed before we go to the coffee break. And you can actually tell me what was the best question from the audience. Any ideas?
About a cheesy joke? No?
Yeah, can be, but from the audience, from the different, of course I mixed them up with my questions, but what was something that you liked?
Then you have to remind what was the question from the audience.
Yes. Okay, yes. Yeah, there was offering. I will tell you, most of them was about the labeling. And there is one more question. Do you separate the vegan products are local or from abroad? Is that like separated? Not? Also not for you? So, yeah.
I don't know, almost impossible to do.
So we will do it like that. The question with 2 likes from the audience will get the prize. And I will thank you all the panelists. Thank you. And everybody now we'll give the floor to Karin, but otherwise it's a coffee break. But Karin will tell us instructions.
Yeah, I think it's, I don't have much to say. Yeah, we have a coffee break until, oh my God, sorry. Let me check the schedule. Until 4 o'clock. So see you back here like 1 minute before 4 so we can start on time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.